We'll do it live. We'll do it live! Fuck it! Do it live! I'll write it, and we'll do it live! Fucking thing sucks!
Fuck nuts! It's probing time.
Greetings, strange humans, and welcome to the CjH podcast, I guess. Also, I guess I'm gonna have to go live on... Oh, the X doesn't work, so...
Oh,
yeah, unfortunately, I can't go live on X.
that's the future, everybody.
Yeah. But, yeah, welcome to YouTube. The drones, the aliens, or something else. Well, welcome to my guest, Voltaire. He's from MME.
Hi and hello, everybody, and it's an honor to be on the show there, CGH, and on this very interesting topic.
Interesting times. Mm-hmm. So, what are your first thoughts about it all?
So, this got on my radar. You know, I had seen stuff on Twitter about it, or X, whatever you want to call it. And, look, there's been already some congressional hearings about this stuff, aliens and confirmed UFOs and that kind of thing. But this one started out, what was interesting to me is it started out as your typical, hey, we're seeing things. And it just kept happening. And then, real news sources started reporting it.
Yeah.
Right? Legitimate news sources, starting with local news, which I think is more legitimate than, the cable news, quite honestly. And then Department of Homeland Security started making statements, and the Pentagon started making statements. So obviously, unless you're a fool, in my opinion, when the Pentagon starts addressing something, you should pay attention. That's not just them, that's not just a couple of kooks seeing something weird in the sky, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's not, and especially when there's footage after footage. At some point, you can't just say, "Oh, it's CGI," because it's over and over again. Like people are just pointing their cameras at the sky, and they're seeing something, whether it be drones, aliens, or, like I said, something else that's might be a little bit more sinister, but it's as much as I'll dive into that.
Well, yeah. So exactly, and so just for background for anybody watching, people in the New Jersey area have reported seeing drones. The size has been reported as 4x4 and as big as like a 2-car garage. So I mean, which is pretty big. You know what I mean? That's like so.
What I can say, and I'll say this carefully, they're drawn to radiation.
Is that right?
So without going into what we talked about behind the scenes, what are your thoughts on that?
So what's your sourcing for their drawn to radiation?
Did I share some of the stuff on X to you?
Yeah. So,
DMs?
Yeah. I understand that that's a theory now that what's coming up. But you're saying that drones, there's some correlation between people sighting them and radiation in the area?
Damn, it might. There was a post. I'll have to go to my bookmarks. I'll start sharing some of the stuff that I shared.
So, let's talk about the stuff before the news that came out, like really in the last few hours, right?
Yeah, exactly, because it's been changing over the last
talk about the stuff
24 hours.
The theories that have come out in the last, whatever it is, 6-8 hours, 12 hours. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was just people seeing drones, no
Yeah.
explanation, right?
Yeah, and people were like, "Oh, it's aliens," and "Oh, it's this."
What
Oh,
is
it's
it?
that.
And the Pentagon came out and said it's not foreign entities. We've confirmed it's not foreign. Which, let's face it, we know it's not foreign entities. Foreign entities would not fly drones out open and
Yeah.
notorious, right? They try to be somewhat sneaky about it. These were like people were the fact that the average guy mowing his lawn or whatever
Yeah.
was that's not what.
And then there's also like strange noises on radios as well.
Yeah,
I
that
just,
I heard today for the first time. That's a
Yeah.
new one for me. That wasn't what was coming out the last for me anyway. When I was doing my initial.
Okay, I just shared the radiation thing with you.
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
Um,
And then I guess your guys' president mentioned shooting them down, and then some other thing was like,
yeah,
don't
see, we're
shoot
jumping
them.
ahead, CjH. We got to set this.
So, so
Let's go
different
back.
people were saying shoot them, and then other people were saying don't shoot them. So
Okay, we're jumping ahead, but that's all stuff in the last like 12 hours. Let's go back in time like 24, 30, 36 hours ago, right?
Yeah. Well, if we go even further, I mean, if we want to entertain the idea that it is aliens, there was a story back in, and I shared this article with you, that there was some sort of mothership in the solar system in 2023.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, what are your thoughts on that? And that was from the Pentagon, apparently.
Yeah. I saw that. There's been, they've had congressional hearings, and they've had several pilots testify to seeing stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because of the way the news cycle works, or what mainstream media wants to put front and center, like this was like, what was it, like 18 months ago they were having those congressional hearings?
Oh yeah, they even brought out the bodies of like mummified things.
Yeah, were
supposedly,
those
and then people said it was hoax, and then other people said it was real.
Right, but the fact that there was congressional hearings about, UMAP or whatever, it's just like nobody cared.
Yeah,
like literally, it just seemed like nobody cared.
And now all of a sudden that they're showing up everywhere, obviously we cannot avoid it anymore.
Right.
Whereas we even got channels like MME talking about it. So it's like, it's clearly, a major deal right now.
Right now. I mean, and people are still, but you know what? The sheeple, if you will, and I'm not one of these, I'm not, so me, CjH, and maybe people listening don't. I'm not what you call a quote unquote conspiracy theorist, but I don't just shut things down either.
Yeah. Well, there are few people that do that. They like the second someone even questions anything, they'll be like, yeah, no, that's not true. Move on,
Right. Because that's human instinct, right? Is to be, it's scary.
Anything, if you have your own belief systems or biases, you're gonna shut it down, right? It's same with any other
for you to think otherwise.
Yeah.
It's
just human nature.
It is human nature. I don't ever, generally speaking, I don't ever get upset or annoyed with well, I might get annoyed, but I don't get upset with those people, because I'm like, okay, they're just, they're being told.
Maybe if they're getting hostile, I think I've noticed if they get, because sometimes they get angry too,
Yeah. So without getting into weird stuff, like back in 2020, there were certain things some people got hostile about, and I didn't understand why they were being hostile about it.
Yeah.
And it made me feel hostile towards them because of how hostile they were about it.
Yeah. Without getting into details.
Without getting into stuff.
YouTube.
Yeah. Right. So anyway, so this seemed like a simple thing. What's going on? People are seeing this. And then on MME last night, I shared a video of what the U.S. government does when a drone they don't want around. Like,
Yeah.
so everybody should know this. Drones, this is not a new thing for the U.S. military, right?
Yeah.
The future of the U.S. military, it used to be that, hey, we're going to use jets and bomb people. No. The future of military warfare is drones. It's all drones. No, it's going to be
And they have always, the military, no matter what country, they've always had stuff that they don't tell the public, or they slowly release to the public eventually.
correct.
Like the internet used to be they used to have the internet for the military, or at least computers and whatnot, right?
Yeah,
Before they released it to the public.
sure. I mean, of course they did. I mean, the public at large, it started getting into something in like what, the early mid 90s.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even this AI stuff has been something that we
forget
used
about
to
that.
have. Yeah.
Once it gets to the public, there's been some. So any kind of new technology, the first thing, I mean, this is, again, call me skeptical or whatever you want. Whenever there's any new tech, the first impulse, human impulse, okay, human, is
To go to war with it.
What is the battle prospects for this? What is exactly? How can this be used for military purposes? That's just the way it is. That's life, everybody. Like it or not, that's the reality, you know? And then number two is, how can we make money with it? And you know what? Maybe those are flipped sometimes. How can we make money with this? How can we kill people with it? You know what I mean? It's
That's
one or the
usually
other.
That's usually how human nature is, right?
Correct. So whenever there's something weird going on and you think, oh, it's the U.S. military testing something, whatever. You know what? A lot of the time it is indeed that, the U.S. military testing something. But again, with this drone stuff, it kept happening. If they were testing something and people, would they do it so openly and notoriously? I don't think so. And then once people started talking about it, they'd stop doing it, right?
Yeah.
But it didn't stop. So what the hell is it? And again, like I said, I shared that video of drones flying over Area 51. U.S. government takes them out in seconds. Like, we know how to deal with drones. Okay.
And there was also like videos of them potentially shooting back. Whether or not that is true or not, is up for debate. But
it's tough now with AI and everything now.
Yeah, it's hard to know what's real and what's not. But if there's tons of reports of people local, like in other towns, then you know.
Okay. So, and the other thing, we've talked a little bit about human nature here. Human nature, everybody, okay, is if the government's not doing something about it, not everybody, there's going to be a group of people who are like, well, I'm going to shoot at it.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to take that thing down. Government's saying they don't know what it is, but it's safe. This is something flying over airspace. I'm going to shoot it. I'm going to shoot it down. I have a gun. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, here's another thing. Do you think whether or not it's the other thing I mentioned behind the scenes, or if it's aliens, do you think that would unite the world against a common enemy? If they are hostile.
Okay. If it's aliens, CjH.
Yeah.
Okay? If it's aliens, and my thing with aliens has always been, if there's somebody who, okay, so there's a theory, you know, I'm sure you know the theory about aliens that like how
the triangle.
Well, no, there's a million theories about aliens, but this particular one where like, you know how when we're duck hunting, we put a fake duck and the ducks don't know any better.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Right. So to me, the aliens that come here would be, we're the ducks.
Yeah.
Right. Not understanding that there's a fake duck there because we're too stupid compared to them.
Yeah.
Right. So, and if they do come, it's over. Like they're going to be so far advanced ahead of us that there's, this is not going to be a fight. This is not, and So would the governments unite is the question. No, I don't think so. I think it would turn into self-preservation. And I don't well, I don't
Wait.
Yeah, go ahead. You're frozen? Okay, everybody, we are getting interference. This is a controversial topic.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Yeah. My thing froze. Can you imagine we're talking about this and then everything freezes?
Yeah.
All right. So,
Yeah.
what was the last thing you mentioned before it froze?
I was saying that I don't know how the world would react because of the utter fear. Would they actually try to get together and fight and unite?
We would
or
finally unite.
Well, would they, or would they start to get into self-preservation and just sort of like
Yeah, one or what's the word we say? Survival of the fittest type thing.
Yeah, I mean, in history, you look at what happened during World War II. Certain countries went into self-preservation mode as opposed to fighting mode. You know what I mean? And this is historical fact, so this is not saying anything out of school. Like the French, the French, when they were invaded, they started rounding up Jews for the Germans. You know what I mean? Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of yeah. yeah.
Anyway,
Let's be careful.
Yeah, I apologize. I should have been a little more subtle with that. But anyway, so I don't know how it would go, CjH. If the S hit the fan and it turned out to be some intergalactic species that is so advanced that they're able to come here. I mean, just to be able to come here and us not know about it. Well, see, that's the other thing. What do we know, right? Our government doesn't want to tell us that stuff, right? Because it would cause a big panic.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like President-elect Donald Trump, when he was first elected, and I said this last night, right? He made a big deal. I'm going to open up Area 51 files. I'm going to do all this, Then he got
was it 2019? We all people raided Area 51. That was a big deal.
Yeah, but did they actually get anywhere with it?
Well, I think only one old elder lady got in. That was about it. But they let her in.
Okay, yeah, they let her in.
I think they were okay with it at that time. They're like, yeah. Okay.
The files that are the real stuff,
well, I think most of it is probably in Antarctica and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, you know what though, but when people whatever. They've secured it, whatever it is.
Yeah, exactly. It's somewhere.
Yeah, so there's stuff they won't tell us.
And they did mention something about them being in the ocean too. So, and that goes back to the whole triangle thing, which is not just that one famous one, but like there's a bunch of triangles that everywhere, supposedly, where ships and planes go missing.
Yeah, well, how much of the ocean have we explored? You know what I mean? There's
exactly. We know more about space and
the depth. The problem with getting to depth, there's whales and stuff that go much deeper than we're able to, So,
and they say octopuses are the smartest.
What do you mean, like giant squids?
No, just that species octopus. They say that would, I guess, civilization if we went extinct, which makes no sense considering that they're oh man, I just saw something.
What?
Apparently typical Simpsons predicted something would happen.
CJH, are you
December.
still on? Are you still going?
Yeah. Can
Because
you hear me?
I can hear you, but
Yeah.
when I go to, I also have the YouTube. Okay, no, you're good. Okay, no, we're good. Okay, sorry, go ahead. What
Yeah.
is
So apparently, Simpsons predicted today something would happen too.
okay, well, that's not unusual, but what in particular?
So they said no internet would happen. The internet would shut down today. 2015. No, not 2015. December 15th, 2024.
that the internet was shut down.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's scary.
Yeah, considering Simpsons has predicted things over and over.
Well, and forget about aliens.
If it is the theory that I was talking to behind the scenes,
yeah,
we'll be careful about saying this, but I guess
if Western civilization is ever attacked, okay,
yeah, that's how we'll phrase it.
yeah, they will go by taking out our communications grid and taking out the internet, right? The rank and file won't have internet, and that will be the first means of attack, which makes sense, right? I mean, think about it. With the way the world is now, you take out information and systems.
It would be nice to see half these movies before something like that went down. That would be nice to finally see Superman before this goes down.
I mean, did you see that movie Civil War?
I did. I liked it. It was a good movie.
So
because it was commentary on real world.
I didn't care for the commentary on the real world, but what I think it was realistic was what would happen if it
If something like that went down.
Yeah, right. I kind of feel like it would go down the way that they sort of portrayed it. And, again, I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm not all that. I'm not one of these preppers. But gosh darn, if that did happen, you wish you were a prepper, right?
Well, even if I am a conspiracy theorist, we don't have any money to prep. You know what I mean? No one has money to prep, so
no,
we don't have bunkers. You know what I mean? It's not like Cold War.
No, but at least you could build a bunker where you are. But you couldn't get
But
weapons.
what's funny about that is all these like was it Zuckerberg did a bunker?
Oh, all the wealthy.
You heard about all that? Yeah.
No, I didn't know. Did Zuckerberg would something come out that he has like a mega bunker?
Yeah, something like that. And did you see that? What's that Netflix movie? I should probably watch that before something happens.
Yeah, DiCaprio.
No, the other one. Oh, I saw that too. That was good. But that was kind of like this too, where people, looking up to the sky and denying stuff, right?
Right. Is that the one where the people went to another planet and they got eaten by the aliens there?
Oh, I didn't like that ending. But no, I'm thinking of the one where all the Teslas shut down.
Oh, no, I don't know which one that is.
It's got the guy from Moon Knight, the bad guy from Moon Knight. Who played the bad guy in Moon Knight?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know which one you're talking about.
I want to say I would like to say who produced it, but I can't.
Well, you can't even say who the producer is?
It's two former presidents. Oh no, one former president and his wife. And that's all I'll say. The movie's called Leave the World Behind.
All right, I haven't seen it. I'm not familiar, but okay. And what? All the Teslas and stuff shut down, and what? navigation systems get taken over or something.
Yeah, it was a really freaky ending. Apparently,
Huh.
it was
Okay.
something like this happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Stuff shutting down, and power grid and all that stuff.
Terrifying stuff.
But yeah, but it's interesting that it keeps saying that people are watching, but somebody keeps leaving. But yeah, no, this I know this is an audio podcast, but we can share video for the YouTube crowd.
Uh-huh.
And because I may re-upload this on like Anchor on my podcast thing. So if you want to see, I guess, well, you can't see our reactions, but yeah, you had those files I sent you on X, Twitter, all the UFO sightings. If you want to share some of those,
You want me to share them?
yeah.
Hang on. First of all, I want to share this Simpsons thing you shared because that one is interesting to me. If you don't mind,
I figured it would be better for you to share it in case my Wi-Fi is.
I see.
Good.
I got it.
Yeah, not as good, and it kind of lags. You know what I mean?
Okay. All right. So this is new to me. I hadn't seen this. On December 15th, 2024.
It begins with Lisa eagerly logging into her school's virtual.
Oh, they got the AI narration.
Yeah.
Bart's online gaming freezes. Homer's
You want me to turn that volume off?
No, it's fine.
mid-conversation.
I wish they would
Then
actually have
announces breaking
the
news. A major undersea cable failure has
Yeah.
wiped out the internet in
This is
Springfield.
life nowadays.
Chaos takes over. Businesses that rely on online orders shut down. Students can't do homework. And Quickie Mart struggles with Apu shouting, "No credit cards, cash only." But then something surprising happens. Kids start playing outside, riding bikes, and climbing trees. Marge organizes a community event where neighbors actually talk to each other. Even Bart gets creative, pulling real-life pranks instead of online ones. Mayor Quimby tries to calm the town, reassuring everyone about the lack of internet. This strange prediction paints a picture of life without
it's
the
still
internet.
going,
People
even though
finding
it's
new ways to connect and have fun in a world that's suddenly less digital. What do you think of this prediction?
Okay. There we go.
all right. Got that.
All right. So, God, that would be.
But the Google Drive thing. If you got
Okay,
that,
so let me pull that up now.
just show one video at a time, I guess.
All right, let me
Yeah.
try.
Unless also you find some of the other videos I shared you.
Okay,
Some of
hang on.
these
We go to the
UFOs.
Google Drive first. Okay, hold on a second.
Yeah.
Holy CJH, there's like a ton of stuff in that.
Yeah.
drive.
So apparently the guy that was gonna come on. Had
So
a
how do you
bunch
want
of
me to go
them.
through this? There's like an
Pick the ones that I guess kind of I don't know that you think are relevant or at least
So
work.
there's they're not titled. Like
Yeah. So if you click on them, they'll show like a video. If you think it's too silly, then don't show it. But if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it's like clearly like this could be fake, then you know what I mean.
Oh, I see. Well, you know what? We might as well go through some of them then together. Then, if we're going to do that.
Yeah. And also, I know that there's a lot of them, so you don't have to also go through all of them.
Yeah. Hang on. Hang on. 1 second.
6 hours. There was a tornado that hit California.
What? Where?
Yeah.
I'm in California.
Or,
Hold on. You hit where I am.
Scotts Valley, apparently.
Scotts Valley. I don't even know where that is. Okay, so this is. Put my screen up if you want. We'll go through them, and we'll determine if these are something we want to watch, and then we'll go through.
Yeah.
Here's the first one.
Wait, yo, I thought this was. I thought it was standing still. If you blur
Oh,
it,
it's pop culture. Yeah, he was
if you
gonna
change
come
the
on.
focus point.
Oh, really?
I think pop culture, recorded his own thing that he saw.
Well, these are him. This is the. He's the originator of these videos. Look, well, that's actually better to me. Boots on the ground, so to speak.
As you can see, the lights shift. But if you steady it and keep it in focus, it shines as a white light. See that? White. And then you shift the focus.
Okay, well, so that's just
right there. Holy shit.
That's cool. But we've seen that, right?
Yeah.
What's this here? That's just a picture.
Yeah. I wonder what that is.
Yeah.
I wish they had like description of what.
Mm-hmm. This one's also a picture.
That
Okay, so
it's interesting.
But it's posted to Facebook, which always makes me suspicious.
Yeah, that's the thing.
But
Anytime it's on social media, it's suspicious.
Well, fair, right? I pick on Facebook, but there's no reason to do that.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Apparently, something like this also happened in the 50s or something like that.
What, the hoax?
Yeah. A bunch
this
of
is
UFOs.
not a hoax. Not a hoax. The different thing in the 50s that was a hoax. They played a prank on a bunch of people on basically America. This is not a hoax because the Pentagon wouldn't participate in a hoax, right?
Well, there's a bunch of photos of UFOs above one of the, not the White House, but something else.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
In front of the Capitol building? I don't know if that's real.
Yeah. You don't think?
What the heck are we seeing? Sounds like it's an actual. What? It's like landing. Honey.
That's weird.
You get that? I am.
And I feel like this
like
is something
landing.
you can't fake. Like people like this, they wouldn't have the know-all to like AI that.
No, this doesn't look like AI to me. Well, but there's been enough reports of this that I believe it now.
Yeah, exactly. It's not everyone could, especially the way people don't like AI.
Right.
There's no way people would, fake it with AI like that. Obviously, there would be one or two that would be like, yeah, get in on the action and, fake it. But
this is not just an AI hoax to me. Again, everybody. The Pentagon and Homeland Security have commented on this. If this was just a bunch of kooks seeing stuff in AI, they're normal. Or if this was just
they'd shut it down and call us all crazy. Yeah.
Right. Or if it was government testing something, they would just ignore it. Say, yeah, it's just a couple of kooks. Don't worry about it. They wouldn't address it the way they have. Or lack thereof. And then the stuff I played yesterday on MME where New Jersey state legislators were called in for a meeting and told nothing. Anyway, let's see what this was.
What the fuck is that, fool? Boy, that shit dropping on Earth, nigga. Whoa!
Oh, okay.
No,
we'll shut that one down.
All right, I'll put the volume off of this one, okay?
Yeah. Whoa.
This is an animated fella. He's shocked. This is his honest reaction, though. I believe that. Not our reaction. Okay, so, if you're seeing these things in real life, you are going to get freaked out. You know?
There's been tornadoes in San Francisco, too. How's that even possible? I thought tornadoes landed on flat land.
No, we've had tornadoes here before.
Yeah.
But
it's crazy how all this stuff that's happening.
Well, yeah. There's also
the last few years have been really.
A couple of weeks ago, there was a tsunami warning in San Francisco, which is bananas. You know, I mean,
It's
not
it's hard to like stop thinking about half this stuff. I like when I'm on some of these live streams where they're just talking about yeah, it will after that one we'll the audio.
Yeah, we'll stop using
Um
volume.
uh that one's crazy. But
That one looks legit. That doesn't look like AI to me, truthfully.
yeah, that's what I mean.
Sorry, but go ahead. You were saying when you're on live streams and stuff.
Yeah, it's hard to like I don't know, focus on like how do I put this? Once you're awake to the
Yeah.
everything like this, it's hard to like put the thing back into the box and be like, okay, well let's talk movies. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And
You probably feel it yourself, right? It's like
I feel that way too. But I felt that way for a while. But you know, I'm not so here's the thing, and I'm not saying I'm better than anyone else or anything like that.
Yeah.
But the difference between me and so there's two ways to handle this stuff. It's like, well, there's not two ways, but the most common ways people handle this stuff is they close their
shut
eyes.
it down. Yeah, they shut
Close
it
their
down.
eyes
They
and
close
become a
their
sheep.
eyes.
The other way they handle it is to go crazy, like conspiracy theorists, extremists. You know, I like to
The
think
flat
I'm
Earth
somewhere in the middle.
foolishness and all that. Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't see any value in. I certainly don't see value. I actually respect the conspiracy theorists more, truthfully, but I see no value in going to the extreme on either way. You know?
Yeah.
I'm not going to be able to do anything about it other than protect myself, but I refuse to have my eyes closed. I refuse to not be awake. I refuse not to question things. That's not my nature. And I like that about myself.
I think after a certain point, the mental health, you got to address it sometimes, though.
Well, and that's part of the
It
reason
affects
why.
you, right?
Yeah, and that's also part of the reason why I don't fault the people who close their eyes, CjH, right?
Yeah.
Because looking at the truth sometimes can affect your mental health. And if you have anxiety, like there was a time in my life where I was worried that World War III was going to start. Like I'm talking like when I was in college years ago.
Yeah.
You know, and I'd see stuff on the news and I'd be like, oh my God, we're so close. And it would freak me out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
I can't imagine how people that are terrified of aliens would be going through right now.
Oh my
Seeing
gosh.
that over and over again.
Right.
They'd have a panic attack.
They are having panic attacks. And I'm telling you, seeing the Pentagon address it. I mean, CjH, forget about those people who are like anxious about that stuff. When seeing the Pentagon address something flying in the sky, that's stuff out of movies, right?
Yeah.
Like that's the beginning of an alien movie. When they do the beginning shot of an alien movie, they show like Pentagon says it's this and blah blah blah. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
the Mars attacks, where they, they're like,
right.
aliens aren't going to attack us,
No
And
big
then
deal, everybody.
Dove of peace, and then they attack.
We don't want anyone to start freaking out or anything. It's blah blah blah. It's mistaken. It's people seeing airplanes and mistaking them for like this is the stuff you see in a movie. So
Well, I did notice that when like the day before this started happening, there was reports of like planes everywhere.
What do you mean?
Like there were, how they track planes? There was like blips of like planes appearing everywhere. And I'm like, there can't be that many planes in the air at the same time.
You wouldn't think so.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see what this is. So is this real? Is this really an intelligence bulletin?
I just go by what I was sent.
Okay.
Pop culture. So
Recommendation for encountering downed UAVs. Unidentified aerial. What is that? What is UAV again?
Phenomenon.
Unidentified. No, it's UAV. Unidentified aerial vehicles. I don't know. Anyway, so the New Jersey Division of Fire and Safety has developed several has developed several guidelines when encountering downed unarmed aerial systems. Okay. In collaboration with the NJS, blah, 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 downed or landed drones should not be approached. Okay, so is this something they're actually releasing to people? Good golly.
I think so.
Good golly. Requesting
This is like Don't Look Up, where
yeah.
it goes down and like everything's kind of goes quiet afterwards.
Yeah.
But you know, it'd be interesting if all this happens and then 5 months later they all gaslight us and say it never happened.
Well, CjH, that very well could happen. Okay. And the propensity of the public to ignore and forget and get on to the next thing, whatever they make us pay attention to. Right? Again, they had congressional hearings about UFOs, everybody. You know? And people didn't care.
Yeah. Exactly. They were concerned about their bills and groceries and
and they were concerned about stories about, look at the attention that some of the stories, without, I know you don't like mentioning this stuff, that famous rappers having parties and stuff gets, right?
Oh yeah.
Right?
They get distracted by stuff
Uh-huh.
with their own political bias too. Like, I mean,
Correct.
both kind of go haywire and they're like, they would never say this, and you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
The other side are demonic, you know what I mean?
So manipulating the public is super easy for people who do it, right?
And everyone's affected. Like, you say a lie too many times, people are gonna believe it regardless.
And
eventually it affects everyone.
If it comes from, there's certain sources that the vast majority of people simply believe without question.
Yeah. Or they'll be like bullied into believing that, you know what I mean?
Correct. Bullied in the sense that you'll be called crazy or a conspiracy theorist
or leftist, or you know what I mean?
Right.
Or
whatever it is.
Or
Yeah. New Jersey has some of the best detection equipment, I'm told. We are by far the most robust equipment. Who is this guy?
I've never seen.
Oh, he's the mayor.
Well, obviously, obviously, you would probably know more than me because he's not Canadian. But yeah,
no, he's just a mayor of a city in New Jersey. So he's saying there's 6-foot drones. So this is what I'm talking about, everybody. Mayors of city don't address people saying 6-foot drones if they're not seeing 6-foot drones, right?
Yeah, I'm not going to highlight Shifty's comment because we did talk about that behind the scenes.
I'm not aware of it. What is it?
What Shifty Gizm is saying.
I think
we know.
Have to get to that, CjH.
Yeah, we've talked about that behind the scenes, that there's more to this than meets the eye. I just had to say that.
I don't know that. Okay, it's your channel, so I'm not going to push you, but I don't think there's a problem talking about that. I mean, it's news, quite honestly, but whatever.
Do you think we're far enough in the live stream to like mention stuff like that it could potentially be another country?
Yeah, I think we've laid the groundwork for it, right?
Yeah. That it might be.
So do you want to present it, or what do you want to do?
I don't want to name names. Like, I don't want to name countries.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me try to do this, and then stop me or add if what you want to add. So today, as Shifty Gasm is pointing out, there's theories that these drones are indeed government drones, even though the government has denied that they're government drones. Now, the theory is that these drones have a very specific purpose, and they are to detect certain types of weapons.
Radiation. Yeah.
Radiation. Okay, you want to get that specific. Nuclear nukes. Okay. All right. So these drones are designed to detect that stuff so that presumably we can defend against them if there are bombs sitting around. Now, that's why New Jersey. Why is it all New Jersey then, if that's the case, CjH? Let me ask you that question.
No, what's interesting about New Jersey is isn't that when War of the Worlds that took place in New Jersey?
Well, now you're going back to.
Also, the theory is that it's because it's close to New York.
And it's a major port.
Yeah.
Right. But if people were leaving those kinds of weapons. All right.
The other thing is, and this is where I'm like, there's the one country I mentioned behind the scenes, and then there's, how do I put this without becoming a war criminal?
Just, we're not. Well, you're in Canada.
Yeah. Well, that's.
So.
I don't want to be arrested. So.
Whatever country it is, it's not relevant. Well, no. Hang on. What's your point, though? I don't get it. What's relevant? Why does the country?
I'll say it in the private chat.
All right. What? That country is doing it?
Well, that it came from. It obviously didn't originate.
Oh, that the weapons came from filtered into the U.S. from another country.
Yeah,
a neighboring country. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's
as much as we'll say.
Right. So yes, but you know what, everybody in the U.S., if we are ever attacked, it will be from one of our neighboring countries, somebody filtering stuff through there. That is the reality. That's the easiest. That's a path of least resistance, quite honestly. So anyway, as we're talking this out, CjH, I don't know if that's what it is, man.
I just wish it was aliens. You know what I mean? It would be as simple as aliens. Like, that would be nice.
I don't think these other countries can get near us. I don't think they can do that.
But even if it is aliens, what if they're trying to stop this event from happening?
So what? You mean the drones are aliens? Or the drones are connected?
So let's do the devil's advocate and say that they are aliens.
Uh-huh.
Do you think that maybe they're trying to stop something like this from happening?
I mean, again, my theory with aliens is that would be like if you or me saw some ants having a war, would we bother?
Well, maybe. I mean, if the thing that they use to, blow up the ants is big enough to affect them. I mean, if they really are in the ocean, wouldn't nukes affect aliens as much as they affect us?
Well, there you go. That's an interesting theory.
There's the bombshell. There's the mic drop.
Oh, yeah. Well, that is a mic drop. Yeah, because even though we are ants, we do have as ants, we have the ability to destroy this orb. And if they're using it, would they step in and put a stop to that? Because hey, we're using this thing. We're not going to let you destroy it. That's fascinating, CjH. Yeah. That's actually really interesting. All right. Okay. But the tech of these drones seems really low tech to me for aliens. But maybe that's just me. But then on the flip side, I don't believe, and this is where some people might call me naive, right? I have a lot of faith in the American military and in the American military industrial complex, which Canadians are also relying on, right?
Well, that's where the theory is. I'm wondering if we have stuff, and I'm going to be careful with this. I wonder if we have stuff we're not telling the public.
When you say we, do you mean Canada or you mean everybody?
Yeah. What? I might as well.
Jesus? Come on. Really? So Canada knows something. You know what? Anything's possible.
Yeah. Anything's possible. There we go. Yeah.
There you go. We're just speculating. There's something weird going on, everybody. We're just asking questions. That's all.
Yeah, well, yeah. For also legal reasons, all this is hypothetical and it's
Pure speculation. We're just
speculation, pure speculation, rumors.
We are not presenting it as fact.
Yeah, we should have did that at the start of the live stream, but oh well.
I don't think we've said anything bad. Anyway, okay. So something's going on, everybody. So hang on,
Yeah.
I want to go through. Can I read Shifty Gasm's
Be
comments?
careful with some of the keywords that he uses, but
Okay.
yes, you can.
All right. Because he's got some interesting thoughts. The leading theory is that the DoD, Department of Defense, is doing a psyop using
Yeah, with words like that, just be careful. Like
okay,
that.
using laser
And-
drones to scan for weapons. Okay.
Yep.
Problem is the drones are now appearing in other states, including here in Virginia. Shifty Gasm, are you seeing them personally? Really? Orbs/UFOs have a history of appearing when weapons are concerned. There's conspiracy theorists running with that site with saying that the okay. All right, now we're getting into political stuff, which I know you don't want to. Saying it's a politically motivated thing by the current government to harm the incoming government. Is this a planned operation? The timing is awful. New Year's Eve is like 3 weeks away. I wouldn't be anywhere in the city with this going on. Well, what do you think about that statement, CjH?
That is scary. Yeah.
And good advice.
Well,
right?
Isn't that city full of tourists too? Like, say, especially around Christmas time.
Well, sure. New Year's Eve.
That would affect a lot of countries.
The New Year's Eve is people gather in the city center, right?
Oh, at the house.
That's what I think.
That's kind of
Shifty Gasm is
depressing.
referencing, right? And these large gathering, whether it be major sporting events.
That we should be careful when we say that. It's just so we don't end up on the watch
being very
list.
subtle. Large gatherings are always. I don't like large gatherings. For various reasons.
But yeah, me too. I have that social anxiety, so. But it's almost like it's like a warning. It's yourself warning not to go certain places. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay, so Shifty Gasm says he hasn't seen them personally, but the governor of Virginia issued a statement that there have been sightings. Okay, so again, when governors of states are issuing statements saying, "Yeah, we know people are seeing these things," this is not just a few kooks. You know what I mean? This is not what like some people like to say. It's people mistaking airplanes for drones, right? When political officials are making comments like this, it just isn't. So this is where I get frustrated with people who keep their eyes closed.
It's interesting. 2 years ago, I had a weird dream of stuff like this going down, like nukes and whatnot. And I kind of was worried at the time, right? I was like warning everyone. I really hope nothing like this actually happens.
No.
And that it's all just a phooey baloney type thing. You know what I mean? But
yeah, I'd like to think that humanity has the people who can do it understand the consequences of what they're doing if they do it. You hope that it's that. So now the question is, what do I think it is? I don't think it's that, CjH. I don't think it's weaponry from foreign countries. I really don't.
Do you think it might be, like said, the aliens that we were discussing?
I think those drones are looking for something, and it's important enough for our government, our military, to say people are going to see these drones. We don't care, right? So what
Yeah.
could that be? Now,
And that theory goes back to if they really are in the ocean, then this is their world too.
right. So here's what I know. Our government is sending these drones out. These are our drones. I'm pretty comfortable saying it's our drones because I don't believe, as an American and knowing the American military,
There's
we
some
would allow
theories that
drones to fly around without us taking them down. Go ahead.
there's some theories that there are some drones, and then there's others that they are like big ships, and also that some of them are transforming into drones after being spotted as ships.
Okay. Interesting. So I don't believe the U.S. military allows things to fly around the U.S. that they don't know about, and they don't
Yeah.
allow.
Well, yeah, exactly. If they know about it and they know that it's not hostile, then that's why.
Okay. So then,
But it's also interesting that your current president or president-elect mentioned to shoot them down, and then
do
the
you
day
have a source
after,
for that? Do you have a source for that?
I don't, and well, it's politics, and
Well, no,
it's your guys'
but
politics. It's different if it
that's
was
not
like my
politics.
politics.
That's
Well, it's not so much that; it's more your guys' politics. So that's why
well, hang on. I have the
you
I
guys
follow
know
the account
more.
that tweets. I have the account that
Yeah.
retweets his stuff from Truth
Yeah.
Social.
And then I saw something that I guess somebody else said not to shoot them down afterwards. So if somebody doesn't know something and somebody does know something, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Hang on, I'm looking.
But I thought it was interesting that the day after he essentially said he made fun of it. He did a little AI meme. So maybe he
Okay.
was informed afterwards.
So, hang on a second. I know exactly what you're talking about. And I'll share it here. So
What's really interesting though is the radio stuff. That's what's making me go, is it technology or is it aliens?
go ahead and put my screen up real quick, just for fun. So this is
Yeah.
this is what you were talking
after
about?
saying that he was, shoot them down, the day after he's like this. So what's going on? Was he informed not to do that, or
To make a joke out of it.
you're American, so you would probably know more than
I know. I don't know. I mean, look, he made a joke out of it now, right? Which
Yeah.
I would think that the president-elect. Okay, so let's talk about this. Okay, from a logical standpoint, he is the president-elect, right? So if there was something bananas going on, wouldn't they brief him at this point?
So I
And
mean,
then-
like over the 24 hours, he might have been briefed on it.
And then his response is to make a joke out of it. You're thinking.
Yeah.
All right, so hang on a second. Shifty Gasm has some interesting points. There was a tweet from a guy saying the Navy has a drone that is built to carry heavy objects and operates on the eastern seaboard that actually transforms from a drone shape to like a transformer. Oh wow!
Oh yeah, so it changes like a shapeshifter type thing.
Your standard drone to looking like a little plane or
So
something.
maybe they're like, oh, people were saying that it's a drone, so let's shapeshift to drones.
Yeah.
Make it seem, you know what I mean? Well, that's why some of the videos that we saw don't look like drones. So, but then, like over the 24 hours, they started looking like drones. That's weird.
Good golly. What is going on, everybody? We don't know. CJH and I don't know. We're just asking questions, right?
We would like it to be aliens. That's that would be nice. That would be that would be a great thing. That it's just aliens coming to visit, and they're like smarting up.
Yeah, put my screen
Yeah.
back up. I want to share the thing you sent. That's interesting. That would be the nicest option.
Yeah,
right?
that would be the nicest option where they're like smarting up as a species,
Who listens to the radio anymore?
That's creepy.
How is that?
Maybe they're trying to communicate with us. But nobody's like smart enough. Do you think it's like a frequency, and if we try to translate it, it might be something? I'm sure someone out there is smart enough to like that one doesn't seem real. Seems like some movie. Transformers.
No. All right.
Autobots.
Yeah. I mean, who listens to the terrestrial radio anymore?
Some people do when they're driving, I guess.
Really? It would just seem like the aliens would be like, wow, we're really not hitting a lot of people.
Well, they probably see a bunch of cars and are like, well, they probably sense a radio frequency, so they're like, yeah.
All right. All right.
But like, shouldn't they know that we wouldn't know what any of that meant? Well, yeah, that's a good point, Shifty. That if we play at a high speed, maybe it was saying something really super slow.
Oh, really?
Can you do that on X?
I don't know how to. I can try. Let me see.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can change the speed like we can on YouTube. Yes,
It could be like. Do you think maybe it's like Morse code, too? But like their own version of Morse code, like it's a frequency that can be translated.
No, I don't think they're trying to communicate with us. If anything, I think we're picking up some of their communications.
Yeah.
If it's that, right? I don't think they bother trying to communicate with us. I think that, they have some communication system, and it's interfering with our radio waves. But that's like something out of a '90s movie, the radio stuff coming through. You know what I mean?
What is with December that everything happens in December? Crazy. So it's these 2 months, or like December and January, something crazy happens. It's like a canon event.
Yeah. I don't know. It's the end of the year. People are easily distracted this time of year, right?
Yeah.
Because they're just distracted in general. I have no idea. So there you go.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
But it's an hour in, so that should conclude the conspiracy hour.
I think so. I think we've covered all we can. You know what I mean? Because we don't know. We're speculating.
Yeah, I know I was supposed to have another guest on that would explain some of the videos.
Uh-huh.
But yeah.
I just don't think it's this whole thing that these drones searching for weapons just sounds off to me, CJH.
Yeah. But yeah, do like my theory that this is their planet too.
Right. They're operating on this planet and it has some value to them.
Yeah.
That's a really interesting theory and a terrific plot line for a movie, quite honestly.
All right. So that concludes, I think,
Yeah.
our I don't know if this is the correct outro or not.
No, whatever. Shifty Gizm, thank you for
But
sharing.
yeah,
For
thank you for coming on, and thank you, Shifty Gizm, for being an audience member.
No.
And any last words, or
No,
any
thank you
last
for
words?
having me. And everybody,
Yeah.
everybody who listens to this, I think my personal thing is don't just shut your eyes and plug your ears and say no, 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 no. Just and again, on the flip side, don't freak out and start thinking everything is whatever.
Yeah.
Just be open, be neutral. In life, be mostly neutral. It's most of the time in life, taking a hard stance is just not the way to go, unless it's very few things where that's appropriate. But anyway.
And don't forget to stop looking up in the sky.
Never.
And there was one other thing that I started, like, you used okay, I got it. So try to be real in a world full of fake.
Try to be real in a world full of fake. All right,
Yeah.
everybody. That's very deep. I like that.
Yeah. All right.